Hey everyone, welcome to Dan Does Stuff. Today I want to make a blender box. And what I'm talking about there is it's a box that goes over a blender to help reduce the noise that the things put out. My wife got a Shark Ninja, one of those single blenders, looks like this, for Christmas from Santa. Thank you, Santa. And it is amazing. My wife uses it all the time, and the only downside of it is it's flipping loud. It's like you have an engine on inside the house. Now, I love loud engines. I love pipes. I mean, loud pipes save lives, right? But this thing inside the house, it's just super loud. My daughters both hold their ears whenever the thing's on. So I figured, okay, let's see if I can make something to make it so it's not so loud. So I'm just shooting from the hip here on this. I got a 1x10 from Lowe's, a 6-footer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces that are 12 inches long and then make a top for it. And I'm just going to screw them and glue them together. And then I'm thinking of taking, you know those foam mattress pads that you lay out? They're like super cheap. I have one that was sitting in my basement. I'm just going to cut it up and layer the inside of it with that stuff using an adhesive spray, and then see if it deadens the sound of the freaking plane taking off, making a fruit smoothie, ready to blow out some booties with a cleanse. So I'll get to it and see what this thing turns out to. I'll probably finish it with something. I don't know, paint it, spray it, burn it. Maybe I'll burn it. Whatever my wife wants. So let's get to cutting. Now we have our 4 pieces that we cut to 12 inches long. And since these are 1x10s, they're going to be 9 1/4. To do my top, all I did, the way I'm going to do this is I'll just L them into each other like that and do the same thing with the other one, and it'll fit right in there. So to get what the inside dimensions would be, since the thickness is 3/4, what we want is a 8.5 by 8.5 square, which will be my top. Next up, I'm going to use my Kreg jig to drill some pocket holes. And you set your little Kreg jig to 3/4 inch because that's our thickness of our material. Do the same thing with our bit, drill bit. And then we're going to be using 1.25 screws, coarse thread. Since this is pine, it is soft, and we want that thickness to make sure that you lock these things down. So I'll put probably 3 pocket holes on each side and get them all glued and screwed together. And then I'll probably, I don't know, I'll glue the other sides where I have to put both L's together and to the top. Maybe I'll just sink in some holes and use these same screws to just screw it all together. I don't know, it might kind of look cool having the silver around the top and on the sides. Let's do it. All right, we got our 2 pieces screwed together and just kind of figuring out what I want to do next. They're going to fit together like that. Make a square. This will be my top. It'll fit in like that. So I'm probably going to do is just screw this onto the top. I'll use my pocket hole screws. Like I said, it'll add some decoration around the top. And since these are 1.25 inch, they'll be perfect. They're self-tapping, meaning that I don't have to drill out pilot holes to make sure my wood doesn't split. It actually drills for you, which is awesome about these screws. So I'll probably do that. I'll do the one side and then do the other. But before I do that, I'm going to get my foam and spray it and line both these pieces. Here's my foam. And I'm just going to cut this, use a utility knife. Cut it to size. Look at this. Debating what pattern I want to use on the inside. Do we want to use the owl looking one or like this? I'll probably just use this. Cut off, let's see here, 11 1/4 by 8 1/2, and do 4 of those pieces, one for each side and to the top. Then we'll use some of this 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. I had it inside the house, so hopefully it still should work out here in the cold, but let's do that, see if it works. Got my 4 pieces. Let's spray and glue. All right, looks good. I'll trim all this excess stuff off, but you get the point. Got it all screwed together. I mean, it's not going to win any awards. It's not going to be some fancy schmancy little cover, but it does the trick. I mean, my cuts aren't perfect. I mean, they aren't. Look, you can see the gaps. And yeah, there's glue and whatnot, but look at the inside. That's what it looks like. What I'll do now, I'll sand it and make it look a little bit better, and then let's test it out. Let's give this thing a shot, see what it does. I have water in here. I'm going to put it on, run it so we can see how loud it is, and then we'll put the cover on, see if you can tell the difference on the video. Smoothie! Pretty sweet. I think it works. It knocked the decibels down quite a bit. Definitely don't have to hold my ears. That's how to make one of these. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. How to quiet down this rocket ship. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. See you next time. Thanks for watching.